So let me see. Nice to see, but it's fine. You know what? I won't even bother going over that. That's not a huge deal. Risky JB. I don't know if I would have pressed there. I think I would have just fallen, but you didn't die for it, so it's fine.
Yeah, I just realized he chased too early, so pressed it.
So yeah, Alps is dumb good at keeping his air options really ambiguous in terms of things. So even though it seems like he didn't have an air dash there, and that double jump was like the last thing, um, don't want to be you want to be wary because you don't want to be. I think that's like his best trait is that it'll see like I don't know, it'll seem like he's in the air for longer than he actually is, and then he makes you overextend with something, um, which is basically what happened there. Alps gets a combo, and then catches your jump attempt, again, overhead, cheap, and then you just didn't block the cross up. Feels bad, but it happens. Nice command grab. Yep, grab him again. No reason not to. Whoops. Alright, you
I
put
did
him in
that.
max. But it is what it is. Honestly, I think the burst baiting metagame versus top level players is to just do as much damage as you possibly can and force them to like want to spend the burst. Because if you're trying to be too cheeky with it, like we're never gonna burst. We're never gonna fucking
I
burst.
just hate
So
dealing with I just hate being bursted, especially when my character's defense is bad.
but it's not like you're fighting against like Arc or something where like if she does burst and you eat it, you're in a shit situation. Like Nania, it's annoying, but you can kind of just choose to take the throw or the overhead and not eat the actual threatening damage. And even if you do eat the actual threatening damage, it's not a huge deal because it's Nania. He ends his combos into like air throw if he's mid screen. So nice trade. All right, Alps respecting. Again, same thing happened there. You really have to watch out for that. If anything, it's tricky, but you really should just aim to, because like I don't know, same concept. Like he used his double jump, so he can't double jump forward. The only thing you can do is air dash forward, so you can just position yourself over here a bit further on his threat range, and then try to tag his JC or something, or just like secure the fact that you have him in the corner and don't engage. It's probably the best scenario. Or if you want to hang closer, you can try and like stick close but just outside of his JC so that you can risk pressing after while he's in like landing recovery, or do something like dash throw if you think he's gonna respect, or dash to a 2C if you think he's gonna like back dash back into the corner or jump out. But yeah, you don't want to be too too antsy with, or too assuming of when the opponent's gonna land, because then that happens. And wow, random two and 4B, and 2B failing you there as an anti-air. But honestly, anti-airing Nania JC is next to impossible sometimes. So Yeah, nice going in now that you have heat as well. Big damage. Mm, mm-mm. No, you should know You should know Alps is gonna mash there. Look at his meter. There's no. The only like logically, any like you would want to mash there only because if you try and go for command throw like you did there, then you're gonna get owned. But if you do a full combo, you're gonna only get like a handful of hits. Alps has more than enough health, so mashing there is the best choice like course of action. Um, so that tick throw was a
Really?
bit too projected because
Okay.
that's what you'd want to do. So you should have just gone for like a frame trap instead, and then take as much damage as you can, or try and force Alps to like spend the burst. Um, because then at the very least you're in a position where Alps would have probably been closer to like that much HP remaining and no meter, and like you would be in a bit of a worse position because you'd either be knocked down or something, but it's not the end of the world, or it's not as bad. It's not as yeah, it's not like losing the round like this. Um, so yeah, just needed to be a bit more on top of the Yomi. Nice shield bait. Surprised Alps just didn't 5A there, but he probably will next time. Mm, yeah.
I didn't want a 5B because I thought it
Actually,
would get counter hit, but to be done
it
with
would
me.
yeah, it would have it would have, but that's harder to respond to because he jumped around the same time as when you like started like dashing in. So it's just overall like it's overall harder to respond to. Though you could have just like done well even
Backdash.
this even I don't know. Backdash is okay. Besides, like if you backdash and Alps super jumps forward or something like that, he's still just gonna land on your current position with JC or threaten or JC. And if you shield you and you're wrong, you lose. So then you'd be forced to like backdash again, and you wouldn't really have the space to dash under. So
Maybe dash 2A was the issue. Was the answer
even
there?
doing even doing like a neutral jump, if you could have canceled into neutral jump from here and then just neutral jump JA, so that you could at least prep something and like wall off from a potential air dash or jump forward, and then like thing that would have been okay. But Nani is still can just like he could have just done like a fake jump fast fall, and then you would have been in a not great position. So I don't know. Not, dealing with Nania taking to the air is tricky because of fast fall and JC. So I don't really think there was any wrong answer or any right answer, but it was just kind of difficult to difficult situation to think. But you want to mitigate. You kind of want to mitigate what happens in those scenarios as much as possible, which is usually just like trying to not engage, because he gets the majority of his damage from like hitting you. And there again, like it's unfortunate you dropped that, but Alps was Alps was prepared to give up the round because bursting there wouldn't make sense. Um, and now he's gonna be less prepared to give up the round, yeah. And now this isn't this is an okay round start. Besides, oof, never mind.
I think I need to just like swing it early because I think Charge GC just dog shit in this match. I have to just swing it early. But anytime I try
I
to use
actually
it to like space, it doesn't ever work because his JC is just humongous and it
his
hits the bottom.
JC's better than yours, yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
okay,
misspaced the.
yeah. Okay, nice. Oh, never mind. Okay, nice. I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have done that.
I just needed a
I would not
managed
have done that.
meter.
Uh, yeah, but you want the security more than anything.
But if I go
Entering
in the
you,
round with
enter,
0 meter, it's like really, really bad.
that's yeah, but that's better than potentially throwing away this round.
I mean,
If you
it's still
can, if
bomb
you,
okay.
it's still bomb Oki, but it's not as like if you had ended the combo normally and then set up bomb Oki with heat, then it would have been GG's and you would have won that round at least. I guess you still won, but it would have been a bit more secured. And sometimes you just have to give up like your meter management for the next round to guaranteed kill people, or at least give yourself enough insurance to like make the last interaction a non-issue. Nice. Ugh. Oof.
I miscounted the amount of hits I needed to do for the 2 3 6 8 combo. I did an extra hit, so I had to just hope he didn't attack. I 5 beat to try to cover the attack.
Nice. Oh, he should have just 2 and 4 bead. Oh well. Yeah, bunker. Yeah. But this isn't gonna kill.
Nope.
And he's gonna have enough meter to at least risk heating, but I guess Bomb Oki beats that, so it's not a huge deal. But there it is, yeah, relay heat. And counter hit JB. Super lucky. Wow. Wow, that's like what that was charged JC? Never mind, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Alright, that's good at least to have as a deterrent against like slashes spam. Um, so yeah, like
Bro, even if I wait at this.
yeah, like that's the annoying part. Is even if you wait, like he can still thing. But at the very least it's giving you some information like there you could have done
JC
like
early.
you could have done air dash back JC or air dash back JB or something.
Yeah. Wait, what was the timestamp when that happened? I'm just running it down. 6:37.
Um,
Yeah, 6:35.
6:35. And even then, like that kind of thing would be risky just because JC's huge. So
Yeah. I'll look at it.
yeah,
Um,
nice jump out, but you gotta I don't know jump
I
forward.
thought
Yeah, and he's gonna burst that because that was definitely gonna be close to killing, if not kill outright. Nice
option
back edge
select.
catch. Nah, why are we doing that? Why are we doing that?
I knew he was gonna
Why?
hover because
Why
most
are we
people,
doing
anytime he
that?
jumps the bomb, he normally just hovers in the air and does double jump. And I was like, oh, I reacted too late because the idea was to catch a single jump.
Mm, uh, I don't. I just don't like that shit. Honestly, I feel like it's. I feel like it's more useful in edge case scenarios, but there was no reason to do anything there. You had health advantage. You could have just been like, okay, cool, you retreat and you want to like
Okay.
double jump and spend a bunch of air options. I'll just walk back and like let you land back in the corner or whatever. It's not a it's not something that warrants that because now look, you end up in the corner. You've taken basically equivalent damage. Alps has 260% meter and you have nothing. And he's about to get maxed, and now you're in like a not so great situation. Oof. Dude, Seamoon is so cheap.
Yeah.
Oh, my dude bursted? Come on, dude. If you weren't gonna burst at the first max, why would you burst in the second one?
He's just that type of burster. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Wake up throw. Come on, bro.
Yeah, at least he tried to he's like an ID air throw him.
Alright, no damage. Ooh. You got caught slipping. That was actually really smart on his part. Um, leaving you airborne so that it stalls out a bunch, like a good chunk of your heat timing. And then yeah, JC cheap catches backdash real easy, so you can't really backdash when you're in close range against him. If anything, versus Nania, I'd
I
even
should
go
probably
so far as to
roll.
say like, no, just hold up. It ends up being the same thing except not as shitty because if you get like if you get your backdash caught, you're eating the same combo that you'd get like if your jump got caught, but at least jump like isn't
Less further
giving
away
up a
from the
lot of
combo.
frame. Yeah, isn't giving up as many frames, and it's like there's still a chance that you may just jump out of that you may jump into like a delay, a stagger 2A or something, and
Okay.
then Nania loses his combo. It's why like I don't know. Alps and it's why Alps and Panda always talk about like his biggest weakness is like you don't want to fight back against him. You can't really fight like especially if you're in the corner, you can't really fight back against him because all his buttons are just gonna either outspeed or out prioritize yours. Um, but you can just like try and jump out, which is why you kind of want to watch for when he spends 2C or when he's at a range where 2C can't immediately catch your jump out because then he can't really do much. But if you try and like actually mash against him, it's not gonna end well. Nice command grab. Do, 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 do. All right. No, don't. When you have like a significant advantage like this, you never have to get too antsy about like carrying the last hitter. With that, you kind of overextended with the dash 2A when you knew you didn't really have anywhere near enough frame advantage to like really threaten catching a jump out from that range, which
Yeah, it's
is what
just to
most
stop
people are
dash block because
yeah,
that's
but like at this range, is anybody gonna dash block?
yeah.
It would versus just like jump like neutral jump and like hold back and then just aim to block. Like if you do chase, just like a rising JB or something like that, which is like at the very least if you don't do that, which is what happened here, then like he escapes and gets advantage. Um, but if you just like finish the string on the 5B, this is like a nice comfortable spacing. It makes it uncomfortable for Alps because he still can't really leave the corner. If he jumps, he's gonna second guess whether or not to like actually go in on you. And he's at the health where it's like you can risk hitting 5D if he does try to like approach from the air. And if you're right, you'll probably just win.
Okay.
So it's not, and if you're wrong, it's not the end of the world. Besides, like you're gonna lose like a chunk of your HP, but again, it's not the end of the world, and it's like a RPS situation that you kind of want to be able to leverage in your in like that position. Because if he does try and bait it, then you just 5 and you win anyways. Um, but because you got antsy and overextended, he escaped and then hits you with the stupid DP, and then turns makes the situation significantly more dangerous. Yeah, there's no way you're gonna die here. And yeah, like yeah, that's so that could have probably been avoided, but you lost momentum off of that, and that's what happens. Wow, that move is so stupid.
I'm into
Oof.
5D and I got panicked.
Yeah, happens. Yeah, like that. I'm assuming that caught. Was that standing? Oh no, that
No,
was
it tries.
crouching.
No, I was trying to up back, and I really went to 2.
Uh,
I mean, up 4, not up back.
uh, okay, big damage. You're almost in heat, so yep, we want to prioritize that. And then, okay, if you had gone for grounded command grab, you would have been fine. But Alps through anyways. But if you just gone for grounded command grab in this situation, here's where it makes sense to do so, because it's like he's either gonna mash or he's gonna DP. And if he DPs, he kills himself and you win anyways. And if he mashes, you're little bit wrong, but you're still in like a good enough position to where you can at least try and like eke out a win. So going into the air kind of spoiled that for you, but it's chill. At least I think Nania's DP is invincible enough that it like
Yeah,
gets punished by max. Is that right? Yeah.
I think it depends on whether it's counter hit or not.
Mm.
Like if he counter hits throw, he doesn't get. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, I know it's a bit inconsistent. Dude, what happened to your HP? The fuck? This round just started. Oh my god, alright.
He EX blocked, so I thought there would be frames that he was in the air and get air unblockable by the second hit. He EX guarded, so
Yeah. I'm just getting nania'd. Damn, alright, happens. Happens.
yeah, it feels shit though because I just let him press JC and I can't even like pin or anything because his 2A will just beat up my 2C.
Yep.
I delayed the 5C to stagger and I just got DP'd.
The backdash in the corner wasn't. It's not a bad idea, I guess, but it's just hard to use again. Like your backdash isn't against characters that have like short active frames, like Ryogi, Kohaku, etc. Like it's fine to do that kind of stuff, but like Nania's active frames are active, so it's not really worth the risk. Yeah, you can just take the thing. No damage, no damage. You have enough meter to bunker, so I would have probably at least tried to bunker a bit earlier. Uh,
I'm gonna keep it to heat. Maybe like try to make a comeback and keep my red health.
Mostly you have to like, I don't know, it kind of depends on like how much of the round is there left to play, really. Like you're at you're at that HP. You have a pretty good amount. There's a pretty good amount of the round left to play. If you EX bunker, you'd go back down to what, 80. Um, you'd be able to reverse momentum, put Alps in a situation where he's either, because he'd end up being mid screen, so he's either gonna backdash or, well, I guess you can't really backdash because command grab is a risk. He's either gonna maybe backdash, maybe up back, or maybe heat or something, or delay heat. Which at the very least, if he does delay heat, you're gutting his meter for the remainder of the round, and the health values would still maybe be equalized, assuming you don't bait it or something like that. And you'd still have enough of the round that you'd probably, even if you did lose the round, you'd end off around like what, 120,
Yeah.
130. Optimistically, if you do win the round, then you'd end off like something close to heat and could just start the round with a better advantage. But it really just ends up coming down to how much. It's just like situationally, I think doing a bunker would have been okay before he entered max at least. Because now you're gonna like, yeah, because now you entered and the round's gonna end with you not having that much unless you win. Yeah, so now you start the next round with 17. He has 228 in a good enough position to get a lot of damage on you, assuming he gets the first hit. And you just have to like respect all this shit now. Yeah, gotta hold all of this shit. It's still not your turn. This is crazy. Oh, damn. Yeah, that's like
I think I
just
just need.
jump out.
I think I have to J8 with drift forward because I think JC jump forward just is doesn't work. At least to
Well,
threaten.
it's like you can jump forward, but your main thing should either like you managed to get your turn back there, but it's like you can jump forward, but your air dash goes really far really quickly, and Nania isn't going to be able to chase you if you just want to like escape to mid screen and take it. In this
Yeah.
situation, it kind of sucks because even if you do go back to mid screen, you've eaten a lot of damage, and you're gonna be in an uphill battle to try and win neutral again when you're basically one hit away from dying. But overall, it's like for like so first objective if you're cornered should just be I just want to escape and take mid screen if it's not a risky maneuver to make, which is not always going to be, that's going to be matchup dependent. But Nania isn't a character that is fast enough to be able to like if you just did a jump forward air dash, he's not nearly fast enough to like punish that or chase you or put any kind of tangible threat on you once you are above him. So like in most scenarios I would have done that. But like that would like that JC was fine too, I guess. It's just
Yeah,
difficult
I
to
just wanted to
reestablish momentum.
immediately change the
Shift
try
the
to get hit.
momentum.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is fine. But which is fine and was kind of warranted in that position. Um but it's just more like I don't know, it's just something to think about. And then Alps. This is Alps. Nice smash.
Drop the combo there.
Happens. Air dash over. Full combo. Uh, damn. It's unfortunate. Again, really just look like I don't know. I do this
Yeah, that
shit a
was
lot,
bad.
and like everybody does this shit a lot, but you don't always have to do it. But you got lucky. Actually, no, you didn't. Ishman sucks. Um, again, why you don't want to like you don't want to try and contest him because it's just not worth it. That was a nice 5B. Oof. And then you're not dead, yeah. But Alps will heat just to get a bit more security. Yeah, it looks like, I don't know. Contesting JC is going to be really difficult here. And that's ultimately, like, I don't know, that's ultimately the thing, is that Nania, similarly to Tono, a bit less so, but still similarly to Tono, he's a defensive character. He gets his damage based on you trying to approach him, not the other way around. Um, so if you want to bully him, or if you want to like here, like see, Alps is not going in. He air throws you, he takes position mid screen, and he just positions himself in annoying, like hovery ways, but he's not actually going in. He's just waiting for you to go in, and then and then he'll punish your approach. So in this scenario, you kind of need to incentivize him to at least do something to go in. Like he spent all those air options. You could have set like a B bomb or something, and then at least just used it as a neutral skip, which honestly, I don't know. I've come to realize in this game, you really can't discount any kind of option, strategy, or move, even if it seems like it's kind of mid, or just like risky to do. Because if you don't use them ever, you are not going to be able to advance the game. You're not going to be able to advance the game in like a meaningful way, or like not like advance this game state in a meaningful way. Um, so right now, Alps' strategy is I can just hang back. Kohaku has to approach me with her shitty approach options, or shitty relative to Nanio's defensive options, because all his buttons will basically smoke yours, and if that's all he has to do, that's all he has to do. At least introducing B Bomb will incentivize him to be like, okay, if I am letting her hang back full screen or whatever, or if I'm not really doing real approaches and putting myself in compromising positions where it's like, oh, I'm stalling in the air and then she makes me block a bomb, and now I have to hold like a tick throw mix up. That's not exactly ideal for him. And then from there, you can start to incentivize him to like approach more or be forced to approach more, which is not something he necessarily wants to do unless he's within like the ideal Tono Nanio range, which is like the edge of his step dash, which is where you don't want to hang out overall, because then that's the only instance he can actually approach you. But otherwise, he's entirely defensive. Like again, punishes you for approaching, hangs back, punishes you for approaching. But it's difficult because your character also kind of sucks at approaching. So nice. Nice. Unfortunate drops, but it is what it is. Yeah, that's a fine bunker. Oof. Again, Antonio is the same type of character, albeit a bit more defensively inclined than, or more defensively inclined than Nanya is in some ways. Yeah, like, see, you're pushing him to the corner, but those JBs aren't really accomplishing much because he's not committing to anything. He's just air blocking them. And then he reads the third JB and commits to J22C, and then you lose. You're gonna Okay, did not get punished there. Nice.
Wait, can you hear me? My thing was
Yeah,
off for a sec. My bad.
no worries. Oh, surprised Alps did not whiff punish that. Risky heat.
I got mad about that because my 2C didn't connect, and normally that works. So I just ran up and I didn't account for DP. I thought it would be plus enough to still meaty for some reason.
Mm. Happens. Yeah, you can press on that. Well, you can't. I, I don't know. He can extend it with like the thing, but yeah, you should usually wait a bit and then press on that. Yeah, like there, you took advantage of the fact that he's not gonna press there. He tries to retreat. He's forced to go over you, and now he's in a compromising position. It's still your turn.
Maybe I should have bombed again.
Yeah. Oh, big damage. Big damage. What the hell? It feels like you're like really afraid of like actually leveraging your Oki against him.
I
You
was trying to
can't.
do
He's
command throw because command throw actually
he's
beats that because he's 0. He thinks, but I didn't buffer command throw. I buffered something else somehow.
yeah. Like how fast is command through?
4 and his 2A is 5. And he extends his green on frame 4. So I think I got 5A or some shit. I don't know what I got.
It's frame 4, but you get but the neutral frame. Like you still get neutral framed.
Yeah, I mean that's after neutral frame.
So it's 3 frame startup.
No, it's 4 frames, but it beats his 2A there because I allowed it before, and I got kind of hit out of something that's not command.
Mm.
Like I know that worked because I've done it to him before.
I see. Yep. Put down the bomb. Knock it. It's your turn. You get a backdash out of him, and yeah. So yeah, see, taking advantage of his defensiveness, and then or his defensive oriented playstyle until he's going to be forced to make more aggressive decisions because you can't really just sit there and let you get free neutral wins off of bomb forever. Nice. Yeah. So yeah, like this spacing that you're maintaining right here is really good because you're well outside of the range where he can try and threaten with like something like dash 2C or something, but it's super risky because if you just neutral jump, he loses. He can't air dash at you because his air dash is too small, and dash 2A isn't really in position to where it will necessarily catch either because again, you may just neutral jump and he loses. So holding that position and making him uncomfortable, really good. I don't know why you ran into that, but it happens. Unfortunate. Yeah. Oof. Oh, hit you with the double overhead. That's unfortunate again, but it's kind of like I don't know. It sucks because I know she doesn't really have any other moves to really like press into if a five like if she's just autopiloting 5A into whatever. Um, but you just gotta watch out for that more. I don't know. Or weigh that as being a possibility sometimes before you commit to autopiloting on that kind of string because it will get you killed. But that just kind of comes with the territory as of the character as well. Nice, nice, risky tech, but it pays off. Nice shield. Nice stash under. The fear is understandable there, but actually I guess you can't even really 2C because DP might still catch from there. But it's not. I don't know. You're in a position to where it's like you want to leverage how much health you have and not play too passively when you have the lead. Nice. Oof. Yeah. Yeah. Be wary because like at this spacing, the best move Tono has to catch your jump outs is gonna be 236 there.
236, yeah.
Yeah, and it's really good at catch. It, admittedly, it doesn't lead to much, but it's really good at catching jump outs. So you can't really see like he did it there because he knew if you're gonna mash or jump or whatever, just solely just to strip your heat and maximize like his advantage in max. Thankfully, he still managed to maintain advantage. Nice command grab. Um, this should be death. Oh no, never mind.
Again, I charge it instead of just letting it rip early.
Mm. Oof, nice catch. And yeah, that's also um, it's risky for him to do because if he doesn't work, well, actually, it's not. I don't know. Let me think. It's not that risky, I guess, because he had just enough meter to cancel into 236C if you blocked it. But yeah, you can't really jump out there. Unfortunate. Yeah. That could have been more damage. Okay. You're in a really good position now. Yeah. It's unfortunate that Tono's DP sucks harder than Nani is, so it's better for that situation, but it is what it is. Nice. Oof. Unfortunate. But that was like, I don't know. You did most of what you could have done. It's unfortunate the combo dropped on
Yeah, I
that.
think it's because it didn't launch as I was expecting it to.
Yeah. Nice. Mm. Yeah, like at I don't know. I would not have. Again, I would have just retained. I would have just gone into heat
I
and
don't know.
tried
The
to
thing,
extend it.
I mean, my thing with Heat is that if they hit me and like they're paying attention, they're just gonna 2A and then jump forward. Not jump forward, just neutral jump and then put me in a bad position. But I guess I'm not in the corner, so I could just do that instead. I don't know. I just
Yeah, yeah. Like I don't know. It's like think about it this way. You have like you're up you're up like half life. You're up half life. You have all your health remaining. You're in an advantage state. You want to leverage your advantage as long as possible and give yourself insurance, or at least give yourself enough insurance that the opponent is forced to either is forced into a two choice scenario. Are they gonna mash, and or rather three choice scenario since it's Tono? Are they gonna mash and risk eating a 2A and dying? Are they gonna not mash and risk eating a command grab and then giving you like another 100 meter basically? Or are they gonna try and are they gonna DP and accept the fact that they won't be able to punish you for heating? And the only thing that they're accomplishing with that is stripping you of heat, while not really changing the situation drastically, aside from kind of kicking like delaying the situation by a bit longer and giving themselves like a potential tech trap or giving you a potential tech trap situation. So DP isn't that bad for you because you have more than enough health and more than enough time to play out the rest of the round that you'll at least be able to get enough meter to like if momentum shifts back into Alps' favor, you'll get enough meter to like potentially bunker and then do another like momentum shift and try and win off of that. Or um preferably, even if you do end up getting like your heat removed, you're in a good enough position that you can just that if you read like the no tech, you just go for Bamoki again and set up the same situation. But being able to psychologically put your opponent into a more stressful position because they have to evaluate that versus when you don't have that is like it's night and day, because then
yes.
Alps is actually gonna have to be like, well, fuck, now I have to actually like mash, or it's like I now have to actually risk mashing or whatever, which is not what anybody really wants to do. But if you're spending the meter and just like not giving yourself that ability,
Yeah.
then he's like, oh, okay, okay, he's like, all right, well, this isn't so bad.
I get what you mean. Like I
But
was always focused on the meter management, like right now, and I guess like you're pointing out, like I had enough time, and there was probably enough time left in the round that as long as I didn't like hard throw, I was probably going to get the meter back
you're
eventually.
probably gonna get the meter back. Yeah, you need to play like when you think about meter, it's all context. It's all like there's no correct way, I think, of managing. There's no objectively correct way of managing meter. It's just all context sensitive and matchup sensitive. Um, but mostly context sensitive. And for characters like yours that can build meter extremely rapidly, um, like there's not a ton of incentive to not kind of try and leverage heat as much as you possibly can, especially when you have more of an advantage, because like you want to put them into that kind of situation. The situation is already powerful without heat, but with heat you have more than enough insurance to where you know the opponent is either going to wake up and mash, or they're going to eat the command grab and like the risk for you for being wrong is not that bad.
Okay, I get what you mean.
Yeah, it's really not that bad at all. Um, and I know a lot of people are like, oh, like it sucks because he like you lose all your meter and blah 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 blah. But it's like your character builds meter like it's fucking water. So like assuming you hit the combos. So
Yeah,
structuring your game plan like around that, especially versus characters who aren't capable of maintaining advantage state as much as or like as long as you are, or like Tono, he's gonna hit you and then he's gonna do air throw and then he's basically like he has a pseudo advantage, but it's not that significant. It's not as significant as like being able to like end up right or like this the sorts of combos and damage he's able to get if he wants to do that is not that high as opposed to if he just ends with BC air throw and does his chunk of damage and now it's reset to neutral. So he's going to be inherently giving you a lot more opportunities to play the game than you're going to be giving him
land the stock.
if you
Yeah,
choose to. Yeah. So I personally would not have spent the meter there, but
man. Okay,
yeah, like that happens. Not the end of the world. Really, not the end of the world. And if you have time to block, it means that you if you have time to block, it means that you had time to risk hitting 5D. So no, it's really not that bad.
I was trying to meet the air tech, but I think I did it too early.
Mm.
With throws plus.
Throw with plus. Oof. That's another thing that Alps does a lot of is Alps doesn't really move backwards, or he doesn't like he won't like he's in the corner so it's obvious, but it's like if you give him he's basically always just gonna,
Dash
well, not
block
always,
or
I don't know,
jump bait.
he's gonna dash, yeah, he's gonna dash block or he's gonna move forward in some way to like take advantage of the kind of gap that you give him. Like a lot of people would be like, "Oh, that dropped there. I'm gonna backdash and give up frame advantage." But he's just like, "I'm gonna hit 5D." So trying to take advantage, you want to kind of try and take advantage of that kind of habit, or rather, his habit of either holding position or moving forward, because he doesn't like to backdash very much. Nice. Mm, mm.
I
Okay,
just
you
want.
won, but
I wanted to keep advantage because I was like, I was so far away that if he actually tries to dash at me, I could probably hit 5C and stop the dash.
yeah, like that was fine. It just kind of sucks you have to spend it on EX Bunker, but it's not a huge deal ultimately. Nice. Risky 2C, but it low profiled something, so it worked out.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Rare.
Jeez.
I'm lucky.
fucking not Tono 2C sucks.
A 2B,
Or no,
2B.
Tono 2B fucking sucks. Button is so ass cheeks sometimes. Oh, whatever. But
Nah,
yeah,
that's fair though. That's fair though. My character 2B also sucks. I needed a worse one.
yeah, yeah. Battle of the shitty 2Bs, but yours comes out on top, so it's chill. Yeah, see, anybody else, especially on like a step dash character like these two. Anybody else would after blocking that JC and like EX guarding that 5A would be mashing backdash. But Alps doesn't. Alps just holds position, which is good, but exploitable for other reasons sometimes.
Wait, did I get counter hit? Can you go back? I want to see if I got counter hit. Press putting the bomb down or by doing something else after.
Definitely tried to hit it. It looks like, because yeah, the animation finished, and then yeah. Oof. Oh, that could have, dude. You could have lost so much health. That could have been very bad, but it's chill. Spent 5B, so this is just not gonna be too bad. And yeah, nice smash. You're close to max. Very good. Kind of sucks that it got spent so early, but it's not the end of the world because you still had momentum, and now you're gonna build close to 100. So, not bad. Mm,
I'm
mm,
swear
mm,
I'm doing it right. I swear I'm doing it
mm,
late. It works. I promise. I
mm,
double checked. I'm
mm.
90%
I
sure it
believe
works.
I believe you. See, I believe you. I know you're correct in that it should work 100% of the time. The issue is that being consistent with precise things like that in this game is really fucking hard, and that's why I don't recommend resorting to using it as though it will be 100% consistent. Like I tell Gaku similar stuff because you can do hard, like there exists consistent hard things that should theoretically consistently work in this situation all the time if you just do the thing and input it properly. But there's a lot of room for error, especially when it comes to hitting reversal moves in any game, even if it's like a one button reversal, like fucking um Akiha 4C or something like that. Um, but don't misconstrue the technical aspects of it being technically like infallible with it being infallible or reliable in the real world, because those
Fair
are
enough.
two different things. If you're really feeling yourself or something like that, or like I don't know, like if you know in your bones that it will work because you inputted it correctly, then go for it. But I would not resort to trying to use it all the time as like if it's something I can you could that if it's, as if it's something that's like super reliable. Fucking Super Smash Brothers gameplay, dude. Super Smash Brothers. And so, like, okay, all right. So for one thing, Alps is not gonna burst this round. Alps doesn't care. He's not gonna burst because one, that was a shield counter starter, so he's not at risk for dying. And even if
He
he
actually
was,
is.
he's up around. He's up around. So why is bro gonna spend? Why is bro gonna burst to start the next to probably start the next round with 0 meter? He's gonna burst into lose because you have a third, like 2/3 of your HP remaining, as opposed to just be like, all right, I'll concede the round, and we'll Just go ahead and think. Like now, if he hits you with this, safe heat. If my dude is smart, okay, well there it is. Um, could have done that a bit earlier, but it's chill. Um, and then try and win the round off of that. So you should have just gone for damage instead of trying to be cheeky and like bait his thing. Oof! Oh no! All right, you have one interaction remaining, or two
That is
throws,
it.
whichever comes first.
Oh, wow,
I'm
actually,
surprised that didn't safe jump. But all right, round three.
and I keep judging you on it. Press it.
Yeah, should have just pressed it or pressed JB or something, or JA even at that range. Nice block. Oof, yeah. See, like that's the annoying shit. Super annoying shit. And it's not like Tono has very good ways of like dissuading you from doing that, so you can kind of just like do that a lot on top of him, and he's forced to hit 5B or something, which he doesn't really want to do. Or slide, I guess, which he also is not amazing. Punish, yeah. Uh, uh, you're in a real bad situation, but I like that. I like that. I like that. Oh man, dude. I would have just command grabbed again, dude. I would have just command grabbed again. Like that, like is like in this position is literally do or die. You're not gonna have that much more opportunity to play the game. If you do hit him, he's gonna burst, and you're gonna have to do this all over again.
You know.
And if he mashes or DPs, it's like all right, whatever, you lose, big whoop. But that was your one opportunity, and he gave it to you. If you command grabbed him, you would have won. But it is what it is.
The nefarious fuzzy block and his inputs that we don't see.
Yeah, you had no choice though, unless you were confident that you could win neutral twice. Oh yeah, that's the other thing Alps will always do. Uh, buffer DP after air blocking a normal, which is annoying. So you kind of have to like, if you do go for a normal, you kind of have to give him wide berth sometimes, because otherwise you're just gonna run headfirst into a DP. Okay. Oof. Ooh, nice JB. By nice, I mean rather lucky, but it's fine. Nice.
I got lucky there that the DP whiffed.
Yeah. All right, dude. Okay, you know what? All right, 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 all right. Anyways, now that everybody's gotten it all out of their system. Oh, that was almost sick. The legendary single hit JB counter hit. Dude, what the fuck? Why did it look like he disappeared for a second? I knocked him back so far. Man, that move is kind of ass. Nice. Yeah, punish him. Yeah, not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. Yeah, yeah, and like yeah, like there that was good because he had no other option. It was burst or lose. So that time it was very good. Okay, can I ask um what is your reasoning behind doing like yellow bomb sets sometimes?
Sometimes people see bomb set and they immediately try to dash TC to stop it and to prevent the bomb from going up. So the yellow bomb is pretty much to stop that. Also, the air dash in the air, the air dash forces them to block. So I can get to play a little bit more cocky on the ground.
Okay. But versus more defensive players like Alps, who will probably just let you set the bomb and not do anything about it, you may as well just set the blue one. And also, like one of them is blue and one of them is yellow. So
Yeah, but a lot
if
of people
people
just see
like,
the animation and they don't pay attention to the sound.
oof, or at the very least, I would say give you want to put down the blue one, or you want to put it down enough to where people start looking for it to prevent you to start doing it, and then that's when you start implementing the yellow one. You
Okay.
need to condition them first before you start advancing the Yomi in ways that are good but aren't applicable to to like their current information that they have on habits and things. Oof. Yeah. Okay, that shit is actually low key cheap because 6B is -2, but a lot of characters don't have moves that are fast enough to deal with an immediate 2C afterwards because it has low recovery as well. So you kind of want to watch out for if you ever block a 6B um, from Tono, you can't really contest. So don't really stand up or try and jump out because chances are you'll get tagged. Nice. We kind of forced into bunkering there, and then yeah, you gave him a bit of space because DP was on the horizon, and then nice, maintained good spacing. Oof. Mm. Oof. Super reads.
I jumped instead of just walking on it.
Yeah, happens. Alpha is playing more aggressively now, ish, but it's kind of because you're hanging out. You're hanging out in Tono's optimal range where you can actually like do stuff. You had good spacing there. Like you did you outspaced the 2C, so you could have whiff punished, but like it's fine. Just wasn't ready for it. Lucky. Nice. Good catch on like yeah, that was a really good 2A. Or like and like I see what you mean now in terms of like wanting to catch the dash block or at least catch any kind of like risky dash approach. But yeah, just keep in mind that it's like at that spacing it's a lot better or it's just more applicable because you're not necessarily at the range where if he does jump over it or something like that, you're still at low risk. You just may want to be wary of like buffering into something like a like 5B or something, just in case. Because if he did jump back and whiff punish the 5B, like if the 5B whiffed and he jumped back or some shit, and then fall down with the JC, then you would have gotten punished. But
Did you see the
overall,
clip where he super jumped in the corner and rising JC and it hit me a car hit on the way up and he got a combo off of it?
yeah, yeah. Man, JB sucks. Man, JB sucks. Why is this fucking button not jump cancelable? Why is it like Wario JB but worse?
I don't want to cover that space, but I had to press JC to cover instead of J.
It is recovery shield. Kind of had no choice, but this is what it is. Big combo. Lol. Yeah. Big Tony doing 2,000 damage off of an OTG. Oof. You're not dead, but nice.
JC moment.
No. Oh my god. Okay, yeah. Wow. Okay. That was a bit interesting, but secured the dub on the round. Big Tony damage. It sucks because your character doesn't really have any other option here. This really, I don't know, it kind of sucks with Koha because you can't really dash under. You're not fast enough.
I think I just have to stop charging JC. That button sucks. I should just press it and die the old fashioned way.
If you just pressed it, you would win. You would have won. Or if you press, well, like, I don't know, it's not really feasible to react in this situation. So you kind of just have to like assume you guys like he's, yeah, you kind of just have to assume he's gonna be doing a neutral jump to try and wall you out because there's nothing else you can really do, and then just hit JB and hope that
Maybe.
you can, yeah, and hope that you can like secure the first hit or something like that. Cause yeah, either JB or JC, but you can't charge there. That's just gonna get you owned.
Bro, that actually pissed me off. The way that Jay hit me, despite the fact that I was under him.
Hey, he has the armpit hitbox, dude. He needs it. If you got the lucky 5C. Alright, nice.
That was a misinput, but we did take that.
But we take those. It was sick. This input or not. Alright. Dude, it's actually so troll. It's so troll that her fucking air throw stall like pauses their circuit.
Yeah.
I've never understood why that is. Wow, beautiful 2B. What the hell? Alright, yeah. Nice command grab attempt. Now Alps is backdashing. Bro's scared. Alright, you should be able to close this out here. Yeah. Nice. That was like, I don't know, that was clean. Things are looking grim, but everything from this point onwards was nice. I like the fact that you extended your heat longer and didn't just commit to like a command grab immediately there. Um, that shit is cool. And then just maintaining good spacing. I like the charge, not approaching too deeply. respecting the dash. Yeah, like that was that's really nice. Respecting the dash 2C, 5C. Of course, he's not going to be able to do anything else. He's jumping forward because Tono wants to jump forward. Because if you don't, and like if he tries to extend with like another dash 2C, he might run into a 2A, or your 2C, or you gets neutral jumped and then dies for it. And then he hit the early JB because I'm assuming he was thinking you're either gonna jump into it or backdash or something.
Um,
And then yeah, and then he starts backdashing, which is exactly what you want him to start doing because your character is dumb good at exploiting that shit. F Nadia? Ugh.
I forgot how to play versus F. No, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you can't really. Alright, yeah, punish that shit. Dealing with dive kicks is annoying because you can't really just rising normal them anymore. But thankfully, as long as you don't press in air engagements, F-Nania can't really hurt you. The best he's going to be able to do is like JAAA air throw, which is not all that much. Alright, you're actually just eating foot dives, lol. Alright, I understand we're trying to make this move work, but it doesn't work. It doesn't work, bro.
That's like half the moves that her kit, bro.
It doesn't work, dude. It works literally like once a set, maybe. And I said all that shit about like using every single tool. And yeah, I think eventually though for those one in a million times where it does do something, it's sick. But mid screen I think is too hard to use.
Probably.
Oof. Wow. Looking like Tony. Lol. F-Nania. Okay, nice. Dude, that's the rage mash. Start mashing 2A before they even get out.
He was banging heat and it ran out.
Alright, nice shield. Oof. Nice. Yeah, I was literally gonna say you need to hit the D button more. You can't just let this dude. Nice. I'm surprised he didn't
I did,
wave
yeah.
cancel into shield, but I guess it wasn't the window for it. Damn. Nice. Big damage incoming. Never mind. Actually, that's a lot of damage still. Command grab, yeah. Mm. Damn, you may end up dying here without. Nice. Never mind. Worst dive kick of all time, but okay. All right. Lol. All right. Oh, we hit the one frame. Ah, that would have been
Try.
sick. Don't tell me we lose here. Oh, nice backdash. Lol. Yep. Now, why are we backdashing there, friend? Dude, Alps is actually just hitting buttons. Nice command grab. You haven't been going for very many just like meaty command grabs. Okay, but doing it twice in a row is a bit. It's a bit much. He should have done it there. I was gonna say if you could stall the like if you could have stalled on the timer. Okay, you kind of won. Just don't throw. Yeah, you won. Are you for real? Dude, that move is so dumb.
It's fair though, because it's bad.
Yeah, it's bad until it randomly bails you out, which happens more often than I'd like to admit.
Mhm.
What?
That was supposed to be super jumps, JC.
It worries. Does that have any invincibility?
Frames 1 through 4 and attacked at frame 5.
Oh, so guaranteed trade at least. Interesting. That's so funny. Alright, yeah, now. Yeah, you're really punishing his dive kicks, which is
I
good.
lost. I lose this round the funniest way.
Oh, you're trying to. Dude, you did not. Yeah, bro. You did not. You did not have the health to be like, I'm gonna time out from like 13 seconds, dude. Sorry.
Yeah.
As soon as you. Nah, nah, you did not have the HP for that, bro. Gotta keep running. There, especially with like descending low hitting air buttons here, if you do confirm that they hit, just take the invalid, or just go for the invalid at least. Like inputting, like in like you see you know that this is gonna connect because you see you with the JA. So inputting a 5A and just banking on it, like a slow risk, and just banking on like that they're not gonna be able to that they're not
React.
gonna immediate tech. Yeah, they're not gonna react tech. So just take the invalid. Um, Not to say that like during the tech chase there is bad either, but he kind of gave you the damage there. You could have taken it. Got mixed. You kind of want to represent 2D sometimes if he's doing that shit because he's getting away with it a lot.
This.
Happens. 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 Okay, American resets. Nice. Yeah, that's what happens when you have insurance, dude. That's what happens when you're covered by Allstate.
It's not all safe though. It's like shitty.
uh, Whatever, like this happens when you're covered by Geico or whatever other shitty insurance companies. Yeah, humans can't afford Allstate. They can afford something. Oh, nice. Bro, dude, has
I
that
just
worked yet? Has it? Has it? Has it?
it
Has it?
worked. It
Has
worked
it?
once. It worked
Has
once.
it?
It worked once. Also, I mean, I didn't get punished for it.
Yeah, but has it worked?
It worked once,
Once.
and it's better than swinging early into like a C button from Nani and dying.
That's why we don't have to swing at all. That's why we don't have to swing at all. Also, no punish on that Rekka. Where was that? Come on.
I was mentally checked out.
Right, there's some semblance of footsies happening. Yep. That was the meatiest Bato hit, and it still dropped. This character is too much work.
I think I just hit the 5C too. It's still 5-1 frames.
Is this death? No way.
No,
Oh, the circuit
that
break?
does no
Nice.
damage.
See, that's pretty cheap. Circuit break setup. It's better
It's
than
like
the unblockable.
it's 3 second circuit break, so it's not that much
Oh,
better.
wait. Oh, that
It,
fucking sucks.
it,
Well, I mean, 3 seconds is better than nothing. Especially if you're fighting against sea moons and just want to seal off heat. Meaty Rekka? I never understand why Nanias do that shit. Cheap JA. Okay. Nice. Big damage. It's 5k.
I didn't recognize that caught his double jump. I could just went 5B. Oh, that one.
Uh, all right, we gotta start hitting 2D. Just a little bit, just a sprinkle of 2D.
I was
As soon
tight
as
that
you
he
see
teleported past me, and then my teammate didn't hit because normally that awesome time.
oh wow, JC actually doing something. Nice. Okay, with this mix up, is there any reason why you don't just sometimes go for like
No,
delay? Oh, it vacuums them out of the corner, right? Or some shit. Or
no.
like, could, could you just go for like a delay air dash there? Because it'd be pretty masked by the explosion, and then you can just do delay air dash JB or something.
Right. I mean, normally like people just fucking mash after the bomb, so it's like I just uh, block string with like like the jump is auto time so that the 2A is it gives them like a 1 or 2 frame gap to mash. And most people don't
Yeah,
respect.
but you wanna, I don't know, you wanna like vary up your timing sometimes. Wow, Smash Bros combo. You want to vary up your timing sometimes with the mix-ups, and inserting them like a little delay will mess people up, especially if they're just like fuzzy blocking. They're trying to fuzzy block against like jump in versus land 2A or some shit. And if they are mashing, chances are they're gonna be mashing low or mashing on a crouching
Wow,
button,
that did.
which won't always catch you. Also, yeah, what the fuck? Nice. The fact that's not gonna kill is tragic.
Probably would have killed it if I actually. Oh well, didn't drop the combo. Just slightly.
No, that literally went full screen. That literally went full screen. You were in the other corner. What the fuck, man? That move is so cheap.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really build the situations off of the A bomb well enough to be warranted
But there's
because
potential there.
yeah, maybe I could like just jump immediately and like if I see them in the air, I could air throw them because they probably have to block the bomb or something like. You just immediately J. Yeah. Oh, this is footsies. Yeah, yeah.
Bruh. That didn't even combo though, to be fair.
It comboed. It comboed.
Oh. Dude, that's so funny. Lol. Wow, meaty mids into heaves? So good. Yeah, that's I don't know. You can It's hard to chase him. It's kind of like chasing Coma. If he air blocks something, he's just gonna he's gonna double jump, dive kick, or do something fucking annoying. So if you do make him air block something, like in that situation, you could have at the very least, assuming you had another air option. Let me see.
I probably could have
Yeah,
double jump chased, but
you could have just you could have done, yeah, like you landed, so you could have just like I
kept
would have like
dashing.
just up back, keep dashing, or just like jump forward and then air block and try and read the dive kick and then get a free punish. But hitting JA there wasn't recommended because like you couldn't really catch him with anything. Like I don't think JB would have hit there either, or wouldn't have hit at like the best possible time. Oh, full combo, and that only does 3.9. Alright. 4.2, moving on up. Command grab. Is this gonna kill? It's doing a lot of damage. Of course it doesn't fucking kill. This character can never kill. Oh, you got trolled by the bomb. Unfortunate.
Yo, I killed. I just didn't. I didn't want to go into the next round with 0 meter, so I used the meter early.
Oh, you should have just killed. Well, I mean, you won anyway, so it doesn't matter. But it could
I
have
mean, I
been
also
tough.
killed if I did like a one. If I picked up with 5C like 2 times instead of just one. I didn't want to drop.
Hmm. Alright. Nice.
Oh, misinput. I misinput
Nice.
this. Yeah, those both
Uh,
would have killed.
dude really can't. Okay. Word. Dude, just kind of getting dive kicked on.
I thought that was a punish for some reason. They're just hitting 2A.
No, you're dead. Yeah. Delay command. Or delay 236A. Dude, what the? I hate F9A players, man.
I think I get 5 out here.
No, by Miyako.
Yeah.
She's small. That's fine.
I hate this shit because anytime she touches me, you're on my offense. It's like 5K and I go to the other corner. I hit her for like 2K and she's in mid screen, so it doesn't fucking matter.
Are combos on her harder?
I mean, it's just a Kawaku thing. She doesn't really get like. I mean, I could go for like the bullshit 236A shit, like single hit confirm or two hit confirms into 236A defensively, but like that's a lot to go for a 1 frame link.
Okay, should be dead here.
No, I do the wrong combo. I think I this is getting hit by D. Oh no, I don't.
Yako things. You're in danger. Oh, mix.
I knew since I had
Yeah.
he was going to try to throw it.
Yeah. Yeah, Alps really loves to do the dash forward 2A after rebeats. Or after the opponent's rebeats, I should say. Wow, that was a crazy mash, but it's fine. Oh, oh well.
Yeah, I got
We
hit
start
for
the next round.
63.
Start the next round pretty good. Damn, that could have been a guard break.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Let's see. JC. How unfortunate. There's nothing else you really had, right? It sucks.
This character
Oh yeah.
sucks.
No, that's just Miyako privilege. She needs it. Oof. Nice.
I
Got
guess
it
mid
from
screen
double
to
combo.
corner stuff doesn't work as one. So I don't get as much damage from screen through character. Like her, Mech, and Roa.
Mm. Okay. So this should put you at 180 almost. Oof. Okay, lucky JB. Bro's not gonna mash, but he will heat. Okay. You gotta figure something out because you do not have, or you no longer have the health advantage. Ooh, this is over actually. Wow. It's quite some damage. How do you normally do versus like J-Bell?
I barely play him. He doesn't play online often.
Oh yeah.
I think the last time I played him was like 2 years ago.
Vivi?
I think I just went versus her off of just plain fundamentals, not doing anything special.
All right. That's
Hey,
two.
it's air unblockable. It's air unblockable. Can't be bad.
Dude. Alps is actually just holding 9.
And I can't
You can't
stop
hit
it.
him.
And I asked, that's just saying, it was like, you just need to react to it. I'm like, react with what? Like, I started J9Ding in this set because I was like, nothing else was working. I probably should have just like backed off and just like started pressing B bombs, but I wasn't thinking about that. So I was just pissed off.
We get lucky with the drops. Nice. Oh.
Some weird
Oh.
whack 5B
Tragic.
shit. I don't even understand. I think maybe I did it too early or late. I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Should have reacted with
Aether or J. Oh. Damn, you almost got smoked there. Risky tech, but we take those. Wait, you don't even get a combo? Bro.
you have to react with the roll in order to get a com. Like you have to either preempt roll or just like they have to be like right on top of you or something.
Uh, Alright. Well, it
Hey,
hit. It hit.
it's a big
It
button.
hit. It did something. It did something. So it's not all bad, I guess.
Yeah.
Probably.
I don't know what to do when back hit JC happens. I
I don't.
probably laugh at.
There's not much you can do. I mean,
Probably worth.
you can probably that you just double jump air throw or double jump JA air throw or something to turn around. Okay. Like see, because you're in max, he was like, yeah, I have to hold this two choice, and you just kind of guessed wrong. That is what it is. Wow. Damn.
I jumped
It's so
behind her. I
defensive.
was gonna press a button, and I was like, "Oh wait, JB still kills me. Can't do that."
I would have done wake up raw bunker there.
I did. I thought it was a regular hit, and because of that, I lose this round. Because if I just did like the grounder combo and I was fishing for a counter hit, I would have gained the meter already.
Yeah. The Alps special, or else start air throw. And now you're in heat. Damn. The aggressive 5C, Abari.
It's because I stand blocked
Alright.
the stomp, cause so it was minus.
Yeah. Alright, nice trade. Never mind. Yeah, you really need to watch out for that. Because I also do that a lot. And then you got sniped walking back.
Man, this shit.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not allowed to hit JB there. You gotta treat it like Arc. Show her a bit of respect, because she has the god air buttons. I'm surprised 5C didn't. I'm surprised 5C didn't bail you out there. Oh, whoops. Yeah, that's just hard to deal with, honestly, with her. Early JC. You really have no choice but to, like, I don't know. You have to kind of hit the D button. But she's just gonna up back anyways. But you still have to hit it, because otherwise she's just gonna do that shit forever. Or do a really aggressive, like, dash under, like, as soon as you can. Dude, yeah. Yeah, like, as long as you can sneak underneath her, you'll be alright. No! No! Come on! Oh, that should have been your air throw. Oh, nice block. We don't get mixed this time. Man, her shield counter sucks. Dude, how do
I mean,
people
it's
play
good
this
versus.
character?
It works versus Nero. Like that's the only character. Like Nero and Hime are the big
Yeah,
ones.
yeah, yeah, because Nero's a fat fuck.
It's also because like it works versus shit like his 5C. Like shit that other characters
Oh,
don't get the shield counter. She gets it because it's huge. But it also moves her
this
forward. So He just gets spawned randomly. Like it doesn't work versus Len and Miyako and other characters with cross up, but because even if you're in the corner, you move out of the corner and it gives them
You
corner.
move out of the corner, and yeah. Oof, that's also unfortunate. You kind of, I don't know. I guess you can do JA air
Air
dash
dash,
cancel.
C, yeah.
Because yeah, otherwise trying to capitalize on the retreating JAs like that, super hard. All right, same scenario, but
I
it's
did the
fine, I
meteor.
guess.
I did the Oki wrong. It should have been a counter hit 5A into combo to death. I am washed.
We get a combo anyways. Oh, damn, this is dangerous. Gonna get the meter? Man, F moons are so stupid.
Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah, that
well,
hit.
this isn't the end of the world. Oh no!
It's depressing. I hate
Yeah,
playing this character.
I think this is maybe just a bit of matchup unfamiliarity. Because I don't know. Realistically, it's hard because yeah, JB is a bit sealed off because the threat of JC is too large. A lot of your ground to airs, or yeah, a lot of your anti airs are sealed off because early JC is just gonna smoke them, or cross up JB is gonna smoke them. Um, she's not really a grounded based character, so your grounded moves are not gonna be really usable as much, anyways. Um, uh, you kind of just have to hit her once and then not let her play the game, which is kind of hard, but you just gotta develop your Yomi to the point where you can finesse anyone. Um,
I didn't even know that combo
okay,
worked.
yeah, that was kind of sick. All right, grab, sick.
I misinputted bomb somehow and I got mad.
Oof, that's a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Oh, and okay. Okay, well, this is uh, not ideal.
I did the
Okay,
5B too
definitely.
early.
This is pretty tragic. I see.
Give up hope on anything else working.
Nice.
And misinput.
It's fine. You're gonna hit heat. Alright, you just need one more hit. Alright, one more hit.
Wasn't clean
No
enough.
drops. Oh my god.
Yeah, and
Oh
die.
no.
EX. Yeah.
EX and then gonna init heat.
Wow.
Or not. Okay. Or Alps will just drop by the special, I guess. Okay. You should have lost that, but that's fine.
I was actually plus on the restand, but I'm scared to press.
Mm,
Mm. It happens again, throw. Yeah.
that's yeah, you're fully spooked. So, oh,
This game sucks.
no, you just gotta, I don't know, just gotta take advantage of, like, her movement's gonna be really predictable ultimately, because like her movement's gonna be mad predictable, because like her dash isn't that good. She can only really jump at you. So basically, as long as you respect her immediate airspace, being like, because if you look at all of her buttons, she can only hit in like a little circle around her, basically like this at all times. And her air dash can like cannonball her really far forward, but her air back dash can't retreat very well. So if you get behind her and she's forced to like hit JB to defend herself or turn around, it's not, she can't really do much. And from there, you kind of just want to like stick outside of her threat range, which is harder when she's facing you because she can just zoop in and like do like a JC and invade your space immediately. But as long as you're able to get behind her, which is difficult with Kohaku, I know, um, you can then position yourself in a way where she can't really like do a retreating JB, or she's forced to turn around or like air dodge or something, in which case you just dash under again. um, and then like don't aim to sit underneath her and try to punish her landing, because she's just gonna JB and like she's gonna fall on you anyways. But you want to sit outside of her threat range and then capitalize on her vulnerability after she lands, which is LMAO. She's a fucking F moon. But at the very least, you can try to catch her jump start up if she tries to jump again. And if she's not trying to jump again, you can at least try and catch her buttons if she's pressing or dashing or something like that. But it's hard when she's right in front of you because she's just going to do this. And it's really hard to stop. And it's really risky to do things like that because if she just did JC there, you would have died. But yeah, like see, like her JC, like you were there, her JC can't hit you. Um, you're there, her JC can't hit you. So as long as you respect her limited, like her threat range on the ground is a lot larger than it is in the air. So as long as you can like respect her air range and make it really difficult for her to score clean hits on you in the air, you can force her to like at least engage with you on the ground, and then on the ground you can kind of smoke her because all your buttons are bigger. But that's easier said than done, and unfortunately Kohaku's mobility doesn't really lend itself well to escaping her. But yeah, like, and you don't want to put yourself in positions like that where you're gonna end up like where she like, yeah, like you can't rely on JC as a cross up. It's just not gonna work. It's too easy to low profile if you're hitting it from behind. So you kind of just need to play super lame and try and goad her into wanting making her think you're gonna run into normals and then putting down a bomb, or like slipping behind her or sitting outside of her threat range. Like there, even if you if you backdashed here, like obviously she can just like cannonball there, but if you backdash there, or if you committed to the dash under there, you would have been able to at least get like over here, and that's outside of JB and JC range, and then you could have threatened to tag her like landing with a 2C or something like that. because you hesitated, you ended up getting dropped on by JC, which sucks. But I don't know. It really just seems like you're a bit inexperienced in this matchup, which is understandable because you haven't played against her all that much, or at least against like the better the better Mias. But yeah,
Well, thanks for the VOD review.
no worries.